And welcome to the best of Hindsight Tonight. I'm Damian Muziani, and tonight we step back in time to unlock Elon Musk's key to the White House, Taylor Swift buys back her own music, and the grandson of a nearly founding father passes away. It all happened on May 18th, 2025. Enjoy. Leading off, the White House bid a tearful farewell to tech billionaire Elon Musk last week after the Doge father spent over 4 months merrily slashing federal jobs as a special government employee. To show that Musk's release from service had nothing at all to do with public criticism of a new tax spending bill, spiraling approval ratings, and an increasingly united resistance front against him, President Donald Trump presented Musk with a symbolic key to the White House. Apropos, since Musk's $288 million in campaign contributions was essentially the key to Trump's presidential victory. Even more apropos is the news that while spending all that money to stand next to Trump on the campaign trail, he was also apparently high as a kite. The New York Times reported that Musk carried around a box full of ketamine, Adderall, ecstasy, and magic mushrooms, just to be prepared for anything that comes along. Adderall for those boring meetings with cabinet members, mushrooms for nightclub dancing in Cabo San Lucas, and ecstasy when you know you'll be staring at Caroline Leavitt's ass while boarding Air Force One. Oh, Elon, if you had only ponied up another 75 mil, instead of lighting the fuse to the most polarizing presidency in history, you could have just owned Taylor Swift's first 6 albums. Instead, Tay-Tay ponied up the cash herself last week to close a bizarre chapter of her career. Back in 2019, the company that owned the rights to Swift's early catalog was sold to music manager Scooter Braun, a privileged white man. Strike one, Scooter. So Taylor low-keyed her anger out to her legion of fans, who then threatened to unalive Braun, his wife, and his children. Then Taylor re-recorded some of her original work, which all sold like kittens at a Red Hat convention, and then she used part of that money to finally buy back her own music. Yes, men are just putty in the hands of Swift. Just look at what her boyfriend was reduced to in the Super Bowl. Hey, Travis, there's a game going on over here, right? But don't worry, men. We still have one genetic advantage that women have not yet found a way to destroy. Unfairly God-given genderized reproductive windows. This man, the grandson of a former U.S. president, died last week. Which president? Oh, just John Tyler. Who? You remember Tippecanoe and Tyler too? Well, you probably don't remember that. It all happened back in 1841. Yes, in what has come to be known in recent times as Anthony Quinn syndrome, when an elderly man flaunts his virility at like-aged women by having children late in life, former President John Tyler had a son at age 63. Side note, the average life expectancy of a man born in America in 1790 was only 36 at the time. That son then said, "Hey, Dad, hold my hard cider," and in 1928 fathered Harrison Ruffin Tyler at the age of 75. Harry then lived to be 96 years old before expiring last week. And his son, William Tyler, is now in his 60s and appears to be eager to continue that family tradition. We don't know how these old men do it, but I'd wager anything that drugs may be involved. And that's your news. Please give us a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next week with Fresh Hindsight.